what this really points out is that we're going to need to raise the balloon.
Yes.
And we just wanted to make sure that the Overlook Heights folks want that. And I think they do. And I got that from a lot of folks last week. So we have decided to do it April the 29th. Is that correct, Erin?
Yes.
Okay, so April the 29th, and at what time?
It'll be up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it'll go till 4:30.
Oh.
Cool.
So on the website, it tells you we're going to have it at 90 feet from 8, I think it's till 10 or 11, and then we'll drop it to 60 feet, and then we'll drop it to 45 feet. So you can see each one of those levels of height.
So
Where exactly?
So where is right on the lot? So at Jerome's parking lot.
Yeah.
So he's agreed to that?
Yeah, so I've been working with Perry Dealey, their architect, and convinced them that it would be a lot wiser to allow us to do the balloon on their lot, as opposed to us marching it down West Marina Boulevard.
Yeah.
So
We tried.
I saw the wisdom in that. So that will start to engage more folks, because we've got media that comes down, and that's what really worked in Bay Park. So that's going to happen on the 29th. What I'm going to talk about tonight are the questions that you can write to the mayor, to Lori Zaff, and those are the two principal people to write. And with the city, you have to ask the question the right way. And you'll get a little bit frustrated with the answers, because a lot of times it's stock. You know, they all huddle, right? How do we answer that one? Okay, and they have a committee of 10, and then they edit it, do all their magic, and then send it out. They have now blocked my emails. So I think they get the point from me. But it is really imperative that Overlook Heights folks get active and get emailing. And this is something you don't have to do all at once, and it can be over a period of time as questions arise. The idea is primarily to get both the mayor and Lori on record as to where they're at with this project. So Mr. Dealey informed me that he went over the 90-foot proposal a year ago with Lori. And Lori had claimed in a recent Claremont Community Planning group, somebody had asked her the question, hey, what about the 90 feet in Linda Vista? And the answer was, oh, I didn't know anything about that. Oh, shame on the planning department for not letting me know. I told them to let me know anytime somebody makes a proposal. So it's tough to get them on record, but it's also a way of showing the powers that be that you're just not going to lay down and take it. So you get that. What's happening with me, I'm going back to my full-time job. By now you know what that is. And RTB is going to, the committee is very strong, very committed, and they have a lot on their hands with the 60-foot issue in Bay Park. We are not protected, there's a lot of disinformation, and it's going to be basically an education game. So the information that I put up, I vet through the city's websites, etc., so that it's stuff that people can rely on. But if people aren't going to the website, and I'm going to walk you through a little bit of the website so that you just are familiar with it and where you can find the Linda Vista issues, you can post on the website. And the importance of that is public record. Because when I go speak to the city council or the Sandak Board of Directors, I have to have stats. I have, this many people feel this way. So I'm stepping back, and I'm going to be starting to provide information and important things that are going on the legislation, legislative level, because what's happening in the state of California is that the governor and a lot of legislatures want to take power completely away from the planning groups when it comes to mobility hubs and affordable housing. That's because they know better than we do, and so that's the attitude, and they've been fighting to do that. So I will be emailing through my logo, which will be my picture, so that you recognize it and you can open the email. And Raise the Balloon will be using their Raise the Balloon logo. So when these emails come to you, and if you've subscribed on the site, you should be getting these emails. And because you've subscribed on the site, you don't have to resubscribe to both lists. So there's 2 different email lists, but you don't have to subscribe to both. You're already on both. Now, if you don't want any of my real estate stuff, you can just unsubscribe. If you do that, it will not take you off the RTV stuff. So, you know, I have colleagues in the business who, I don't want to hear his real estate stuff. And that's fine. They can just unsubscribe. So, yeah, so basically I'm going to also continue to provide direction and suggestions and so on. And that's why we decided, hey, let's get involved with Overlook Heights folks and see if they want to raise the balloon. We're pretty sure that you do. We're already scheduling to do that. So that's the first step. And you know, this takes a little time. And one of the problems that I've seen is that neighbors can get into fights with neighbors, and particularly over disinformation. So this is it's imperative that you start learning more and more and more that you can over the issue that is closest to your heart. So if it's view or density or the traffic or parking, the website's full of those issues that you can go in and weigh in on, but it's also a way of saying to your neighbor, hey, go to this website. There's literally 3 years of research that I did that I put online. Okay, so that's good for that. One of the things we did with the sign, if you notice, you have the act now in the middle of the balloon. This is because you have some folks that are for certain issues and not for others. And the whole purpose of Raise the Balloon was to raise the awareness. So it's a metaphor for that. And it's about getting more people in the planning process. So for years what's happened is planning groups have been typically a small group of volunteers from the community that had some sort of interest to be there. Either they worked for a developer or they had a personal interest to see that the community got designed correct and so on. These plans are old, they're from the 70s, they do need updating, and my whole input from the very beginning, as I told the committee when we started, I really want to see more public participation, so that's where I'm at. I'm not trying to drive you to a certain issue, make you think a certain way, and you're all going to have to look at the information and come up with your own interpretation. But the facts are the facts, they're undisputable. So I will continually try to put facts out to the emails. I heard someone had put on Nextdoor.com. How many people are familiar with Nextdoor.com? Okay, so that's a community-based website. It's a group out of San Francisco. And it was really meant for just geographical areas, so you have to live in the area to be on it. And when I moved from my home on Fairfield in Bay Park, one of my enemies, of course, turned me in to the folks in San Francisco, and so I can't personally post on Nextdoor in Bay Park. I live now in an investment condo my wife and I bought years ago in UTC. I plan to move back into Bay Park, but until I do so, I can't post on Nextdoor. Nextdoor is a great place for disinformation. It's another, unfortunately, it's a spot where people start screaming at each other and for me, that makes none of this fun. I really, and the committee, we really enjoyed seeing the whole community get together on this and march the balloon and stand up and form a brotherhood out of that. I'm trying to stay on point. Okay, so Raise the Balloon is, think of it as an umbrella organization that's just strictly organized to get public participation on issues regarding planning. So you have one issue that's no 60 feet, that's the Bay Park folks. We have a whole lot of people who have weighed in on how we want Marina Boulevard designed, from Claremont Drive all the way to Friars. There's a lot of information in there about changing Marina Boulevard in all sorts of ways. So you can weigh in on what you feel about the changes. You can also follow the ad hoc subcommittee, the Claremont ad hoc subcommittee for the Marina specific plan. And then of course the no 60 feet. We anticipate having, because I've been approached by other groups to kind of follow the model. So instead of them having to reinvent the wheel, we're going to allow them to post issues under the umbrella of Raise the Balloon. So for example, you have vacation rentals, big issue. Another one is deco bikes. And what I've asked those folks to do that are involved with those issues is to have one spokesperson who can, send the information to me and we'll post it online. And of course, you can go in and weigh in on all those issues as well. So it's like an open forum. And what we had hoped to do was to try to get the conversation off of Nextdoor and onto the website. But websites, I understand. Every time I go to a new website, it's like going to a different country. It's a whole different language. It's a kind of a pain in the butt to try to figure out where stuff is at. So, the website is issue driven, and I'm going to go to that now. And maybe, Aaron, you can help me.
Want to go over some of those questions and answers and stuff while I set this up?
Oh, okay.
Why those questions are?
So we've given you two sheets. The first one is the map. I literally, after reading the 372-page Marina Boulevard Station Area Planning Study, which shows it at the top, this is from the study, I was able to reduce that whole thing down to basically what the city was up to as far as the density and the height issues. So it's self-explanatory. But if you see the dotted line that's along Tecolote Road on your map there, everything below there is the Linda Vista plan area. And in that area alone, the city had proposed 3,300 new units. So on top of the 1,700, they want another 1,700 units in here. Now the interesting thing is, in the study, they drew a lot of nice pictures and put in the City of Villages concept. How many people are familiar with the City of Villages? Okay. So, not a bad concept. It's mixed use and residential. To me, a lot of it looks like strip centers with condos on top. So it all gets down to the final design and architecture. The issue that you folks in Overlook Heights have is that the city, not getting what they wanted in the Bay Park area, are now looking to your area to fill up that housing supply. And I think I told everyone last week, I'm a slow growther. I believe in, look, if there's no more housing, I might as well go be a teacher. I might as well get out.
No money in that, buddy.
So, I want more housing, but I want it done right. So, slow growthers believe that you build according to the infrastructure. And right now, what the city does is they lay the infrastructure all on the developer. And so the developer fixes you know, the infrastructure around their project, but they're hooking into old systems and so on. So it's not the way to do it. Okay, so on the website, and since you're here, everything is issue driven. So first of all of these first pictures that you see are sliders. So if you go click on that arrow, there you go. There's the Protea development.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. There you go. This is actually the Linda Vista page when you click to go take the survey, and then this is the Bay Park Boardwalk and the design issues, and then there's some proactive stuff. I'm trying to work with John Haggerty, the director of rail of Sandag. We want a walking bridge, a pedestrian-only bridge from Mission Bay over to Marina Boulevard. Basically, public safety issue. Where it would be put, you know, that has to be worked out. And then, oh, that's me teaching understand the plan. Okay, and then what's our last one? Yes, get involved. So, if you click on these, this will take you to ways that you can get involved. So you can click on, or you can go right to the issues. So the website is issue driven. So remember, when you get on, you want to look for the issue that you care about. So let's go to the 90 foot. Okay, so if you go down, you will see posts. So these are posts of different things that happened over the years, and when you click on it, you can read more. Go down here to the vote, yes or no. This is one of the critical things that the Overlook Heights residents need to get done. You need to get your neighbors to get onto the website and click on that. Aaron.
Did they give you a yes or no on there?
And we have a survey, yes or no, okay? And when you go and look, you can vote, and then you can view the results. So click on our results so far. I haven't looked at this in a few days. Okay, so 97 more people have voted since the last time I looked, which was last week. So people are going in, and they, you know, some people are involved. You don't see them at the meeting, but I get emails from them. You know, basically, hey, I'm sorry I couldn't make it to the meeting, yada yada, but I still want to be informed, and so on. That's one of the reasons I'm going to the email system from me, because what I'm thinking of doing is sending out one email from me on Mondays to inform anybody of a Tuesday night meeting, because it's not going to be every Tuesday, it'll be selected Tuesdays, and then one on Wednesday that gives a review, an actual review of the meeting. This many people showed up, here's where the decisions were, and that's what, in fact, what we're going to post about this meeting is that yes, we decided we're going to raise the balloon. And then it'll talk about when we're going to raise it and so on. So you can see there are people that should, that they want to go to 90 feet. I'm all for having every voice at the table. So tomorrow I'm meeting with Perry Dealey, the architect of the proposal. And I'm going to be talking to them about, did you have a quick question?
Yeah, is there a restriction on who can get on and who can vote? Is there a restriction for people,
No.
people from coming in?
The only restriction is this system picks up the IP address, so if you try to vote twice from the same computer, it's not going to happen.
Oh, okay.
So I know that, all right, what if I have a family of 5 and we're all voting no, and we want to vote no? Yeah, so it's a little problematic. One of the things that we could do is actually require people to put in their name and their address. The problem with that is a lot of people don't want to give us addresses. And, you know, that's a privacy thing, I get that, and so this is really the best that we've come up with.
Well, that's okay. If you can't do it from the same computer, that's going to stop 99% of the people from voting.
Right, and the IP addresses, by the way, I can pay a little bit more money, and Pull Daddy will send me a geographic charts, all kinds of information of where these emails are, where these vote takers came from. So I do a little vetting before I go into a city council meeting, right? Because you could have trolls, and listen, this battle's going to get a little bit nasty. There's going to be trolls. There's going to be people saying, oh, the meeting was canceled. The meeting was canceled. Well, if you want to stay straight and get the right information, go to the website and look at my emails and look at RTV's emails. That's why I'm putting my picture as the logo, so you recognize, oh, okay, that's coming from James. He's going to give me some information. Maybe I don't have time to look at that right now. I can look at that later. If you get one from RTV, that's going to be operational. That's going to be, oh, we're having a march, or we're having a meeting. So those you should look at right away. I'm going to start donating $500 from every escrow that I close in all of Claremont Mesa, Bay Park, and Bay Ho. So when I close an escrow, now I know that's not coming from you guys because you want to keep your homes, right? So, but you can always refer those people to me. Raise the Balloon needs money now because I built the website, took care of it, yada yada. I was the social media manager. A social media manager that can really do a much better job than me, because that's not my profession, is about 80 grand a year. So we've got it set up as best we can, and it's looking a little better because Kevin, Aaron's son Kevin, has come on and helped redesign, and he's a millennial and he knows what it's supposed to look like. But you can always give us suggestions as well. If you come across some stuff that's kind of impossible, you know, send us suggestions and we'll try to clean it up. But I don't have the time that I had before to put into this. So I'm going to try to help raise the funds for that. That's part of the sign selling, because really anybody on any side of the issue should have one of these up, because it's talking about, hey, get involved. Then whatever issue you have in Bay Park, it'll be a no 60 feet sticker. And in Overlook Heights, we've got the no 90 feet sticker. Okay, this is the home page, and as you, let's go back up if you would, Aaron. It's so nice to have somebody else do it. Okay. Go up a little more. So this is what's called a call button on a website. So this is the call to action, the very first thing to do. So if you click on that, it's going to take you right to the yes or no 90 feet. So just tell your neighbors, hey, you can go to the home page, click on that button, you can get right there, and you can vote. So you want them to get signs up, you want them to vote, you want them to get a little bit more articulate with the issues, and know about the balloon raising. All right, so go back to your home page. Scroll down. So here's the Marina specific plan outline and timeline. That's for the Bay Park folks. So Overlook Heights, you actually need to be aware of it as well, because guess what? That's the bottom part. That's the 3,300 units as well. That's the timeline that the city has put out as to when they're going to finish it. So that'll take you right to the planning department, and when you scroll through there, if you scroll down further, there it is. So there's the plan process. So what we've done is we've taken you right to the horse's mouth. So this isn't just some information I pulled out of my ear. This is what the city is saying and their timeline. Okay, so go back to your home page. Community planning group's contact list. That's the contact list for every community planning group in the city. So when you go to it, don't click on it, but when you go to it, you have to click down to Claremont, or you have to click down to Linda Vista. You can find out when the next meeting is by going there, or we're gonna add to this button, when you go to take the survey, we're gonna add there when the next ad hoc meetings, Linda Vista ad hoc meetings are, so that you can get right to it and know. Okay, let's go up. Anything that's new will be under here. Facebook, you know, a lot of you don't use Facebook, but Facebook actually is a fantastic way for us to promote and get the message out. It costs us, what's it, 12 bucks to send out. When you hit a geographical area,
To boost a post is $20.
all right, so
It depends, however much I want to pay.
so what it does is everybody that is, you know, using Facebook gets a little blurb about the meeting. And it costs us 20 bucks. Okay. Videos of the meetings, like we're taking now, and it's usually in 3 or 4 parts because of the nature of the camera and so on. But what we do is we publish them to YouTube and then we hook them on the site. So if you wanted to review any of these meetings or have your neighbors look at it, but it's a little difficult, you know. They're not going to sit through these videos, but they're there for public record. This is Bay Park again. I don't want to get into that. Event updates. This was announcing the starting of the series of speaking that I'm going to be doing. And then a little bit about what you can do immediately. Keep going. Now, some of this town council stuff. You guys put that on, and I'm not big on the town council because it's really not a recognized public voice. The recognized public voice for the city are the community planning groups. So you don't need to go to a bazillion meetings, but you could attend those if you want. You have a question?
Well, just the one thing about the planning group, it's just another opportunity to meet with some of the people in the neighborhood and spread the word around. You know, if just, you know, you get to communicate with people. So if you go to one of those, and you bring it up, that's, whether it has any actual effect, I don't know, but it does help to spread the word.
Yeah, and the ones that are absolutely necessary that we think that you need to get to in these community planning groups, like when they're going to decide how high they're going to build stuff, we will alert you. Those alerts will come out of the RTB emails. And then any recent news, our recent news was we got our new signs, and we literally just order a batch, and then we have to sell them all, and then order a new batch, so that we're not stuck with a bunch of signs. Because we post. That's the way it is. We're struggling.
James, the only reason I can see to go to the town council meeting is that you really don't want Michael Prince there presenting the whole 90-foot plan on his complete own by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, that's true. And I would encourage anyone and everyone to go to any of these meetings that you can, because you start to understand how the system works. And you have to understand, well, here's one critical one. You have 2 minutes. There's a public speaking period prior to the meeting. And if you want to speak about something that isn't on the agenda that night, you're allowed to speak about it. And typically, because what's happening with the agenda is for the committee to discuss in public, for you to hear, and then they will ask questions in the end. And sometimes they won't let you answer them. Like Lori Zapp's assistant wouldn't let me answer. Okay. And then PayPal donations and checks where you can do that. And I think that's the end of our, yeah, okay. So that's the home page. The home page literally will take you to anywhere in the site, but if you could just get to remembering that it's all issue driven, that once you hit the issue you want, you'll have a lot of stuff that we've posted over the years, and you can just speed read it and find out what you want. If you want to purchase a t-shirt, you can do that. If you want to purchase a yard sign, it gives you that information.
James, is there a specific Linda Vista portion of the website?
Well, yes and no. We are actually going to create a Linda Vista page.
Okay.
So it'll be like a home page like this, but you'll get to it, and I think what we'll do is we'll add it right to, go to your issues at the end. We really want that to be the main driving thing that people go to first, right? But attached to that, we can put up at the top, go to the Linda Vista homepage for more information, and in there we can put when all of your committee meetings are going to be held, and where they're going to be held, and so on. So, you know, if you think about it, if you could just take one neighbor to one of these meetings, you've gone a long way, because you start, the more articulate that your neighbors get over these issues, the more impactful they're going to be in asking questions. So I'm gonna divert. Go ahead.
The IP address, is that given to you by your internet service provider, or each computer as an IP address? Because I would like both of us to vote. I would have to go to my house to vote, and she would have to vote at home.
I know. Unfortunately, it's going to pick up, if you're using one desktop at home, it's going to pick that up. Yeah, because it's your internet provider's IP, so you would have to literally go to the library.
Yeah. So she and I can vote, I'd have to go to the library.
Yeah, or go to a neighbor's house, or, you know, yes.
You can use your phone.
Oh, that's right. Of course.
If your phone isn't using your Wi-Fi and you're using your data off of your phone service, use your phone.
There you go. So, you can use your smartphone.
These kids now with those technical things.
I've got an Ask James blog here. So, what has happened in the past? Yeah. No, I'm going to get to your question. You had a question.
Oh, can I see that one page?
To the home page?
Yeah, she was wondering with the arrows, it looks like another way of navigating.
Oh, you can go backwards or forward.
Go forward.
That, you can also find,
So you can click and read more, but this is the Protea project on Claremont Drive. So this is the drawing, right? And then you can go ahead and go to it.
So you can get there more.
All right, and scroll down, and you're gonna get the story about the unanimous votes and the drop of the eminent domain lawsuit. You're gonna get different articles when you click on read more. That'll take you to more articles. You literally can spend days on this stuff. You know, so you'll limit it to what you can handle and all of that. Okay, so let's go back to the home page real quick. And we're almost done here. So, Ask James blog. Go ahead and click on that. One of the things that was happening was I would get the same question over and over and over and over and over again. So imagine in the email petition alone, there was 562 people who participated in the email petition in favor of Sandag dropping the lawsuit and allowing Protea to develop. And I got hundreds of emails asking specific questions, but they were, you know, the same ones over. I created the blog, so what you want to do is go to that, read, go ahead and hit that, scroll down, a little bit of disclaimer, and then go down, and then you'll start seeing questions, and then you can reply to those, and then at the very bottom of the page, you can post your own question. And that way, look through it real quick, see if your question's been answered. That'll help me a lot, and then I can still give you input, because there's different levels. There's a learning curve to all of this, folks. Some people are here, some people are here, some people are way off the charts. So that will help with that. All right, the questions that you have, did everybody pick up a sheet? So, let me put on my glasses. these are the emails that you can write. And again, you want to